Hello YouTube, this is Marco, I'm your watch cardinal, and I can't contain my excitement. Guys, I've officially paid for the Submariner, and according to tracking, I should be getting it tomorrow, guys. It's official, woohoo. And man, it's just an unbelievable feeling. I can't wait to finally have it in my hands. I just want to take a moment and use this opportunity to thank all the people who have supported me in my collecting journey. All the people who have supported me financially by kind of donating to the channel, allowing me to upgrade my setup that you guys see behind me, and of course allowing me to get, kind of a more expensive watch because of your help. So I just want to say a big shout out to you guys. I'm getting a Rolex Submariner 114060 at the age of 21 years old. I can't believe those words are coming out of my mouth, but man, it's pretty unbelievable. I gotta tell you, I'm on cloud 9 right now, and I just can't get this smile off of my face. So I want to use this time in this video to kind of make you go through the process, and my thought process at least, of buying actually a Rolex pre-owned as opposed to waiting to get one at retail. So obviously, if you kind of follow this saga, at first I kind of settled on getting an Explorer, and now, while I do love the Explorer, like the design of the Explorer, the history and what have you, it was also one of the watches, granted, that kind of got me and made me fall in love with watches. But the thing is that if I'm being honest with you, there is, as I think retroactively on my decision to decide on an Explorer, at least at first, there was a part of me, I think, that was kind of settling for the Explorer and saying to myself, you know what? The Explorer is, one of those watches that got me into watches. It's a lot less expensive. I can get it at retail and what have you. I was kind of settling for an Explorer as opposed to now where, man, it hurts to get in a Rolex Submariner. It's gotta hurt, right? It's gotta hurt. And I'll say this as well. I think that in the end, I decided going for a Submariner for a couple of reasons, at least on the pre-owned market. Obviously, getting a new 41 Note 8 sub would be next to impossible from an AD, given the fact that I have kind of no prior purchase history. And listen, I don't care what anybody tells me. The truth is, no Rolex AD, no matter what sob story I tell them, is going to give me such a hard-to-get model without waiting at least a year to 18 months. And ultimately, I'm a millennial. I'm 21 years old. There's absolutely no way I have the patience or the kudos, as far as I'm concerned, to lick the AD's boots and wait that long for a Rolex sub. I'll just buy one on the gray market. I don't care if I don't make money on it. At the end of the day, I buy watches for my love of them, not because I consider them an asset class or an investment. I'll buy the S&P 500 if I want an investment. So that's my ultimate thoughts, is that in the end, I feel like I was settling for an Explorer as opposed to now where I'm kind of going after an icon, a true icon, a design icon in the Submariner. And I'm ultimately getting, I feel, a watch that I can have for the rest of my life, and that I think is just a perfect watch. I mean, what beats a Note 8 Submariner? It's never out of place. It's a do anything, go anywhere type of watch. And granted, you can also say that about the Explorer, but there's something about a Rolex Submariner that is so much more charming than an Explorer, in my opinion, now that I look at the pictures kind of side by side, which is crazy to think, because I guess not even a month ago I wanted to get an Explorer so badly. So listen, I will say this. I'm extremely happy and I'm extremely satisfied with the choice I've made. I think I'm getting it at a fairly good price, because I'm sure a lot of you are wondering. I'm paying 14,400 Canadian dollars, of course, for the Rolex Submariner. It's a 114060, so the 40mm maxi dial super case. It's got box papers, and it's from 2020 in absolutely minty condition. I'll put a few pictures up for you guys. I ended up getting this from a Canadian pre-owned dealer. I'm going to give him a shout out because the process was so smooth and easy. It was somebody who was recommended to me by Bear Clooney. So thank you to Bear for actually giving me the opportunity to get in touch with a dealer and ultimately getting the sub at a fairly good price. Again, I'll link him and I'll put a picture up of his kind of Instagram. So make sure to go follow him. And if ever you guys are looking to get watches, I would definitely recommend him. The process is so easy and smooth, and the prices are ultimately quite fair. You're getting ultimately an extremely fair price considering the watches that you're getting. So shout out to Michael. Thank you for the easy and smooth process and transaction process. So yeah, man, it's crazy to think that this time tomorrow, hopefully, if all goes well with the overnight shipping and there's no kind of disasters on the way its way over here, I'll have a Rolex Submariner in my hands, and unboxing it for you guys. And I just can't believe it, you know. Listen, it's been a lot of hard work. It's been a lot of dedication to get to this point. I got a lot of friends that are not in a position that I am, but, you know, I did ultimately what needed to be done. I worked hard and I worked diligently. I mean, I've been working since the age of 15. I didn't really go out, saved most of my dollars, invested them once I became 18, and did quite well for myself, thankfully. And yeah, I'm in the position I'm in now because of it. You know, it's the byproduct of hard work. You know, there's no secret formula to success in life. All you got to do is put your nose down, work hard, and save hard. And ultimately, my grandfather always said, if you want nice things, you got to work hard to get them. And that's exactly what I did. So yeah, I'm smiling year to year. I still can't believe it. It hasn't really set in yet that I'm getting a sub. I think it'll finally set in once it's actually in my hands and on my wrist. But until then, man, it's like I'm on cloud nine. I can't believe it. And it's an unbelievable feeling. So in terms of why I would get a Rolex pre-owned as opposed to waiting for an AD, guys, there's no way a 21-year-old with no hair on his head and with no prior purchase history would ever get a 41mm sub, which they just released, from an AD within, you know, kind of the time frame that I'm looking to get in, which is right now. I'm looking to get a watch right now. I want a watch right now. So the idea being is, yes, you can go the patience route, but I mean, even at that, what are the odds you're going to get it anyways? For me personally, listen, I like Rolex. I think they make great watches, but I don't plan on owning really more than 2 or 3. So at that point, I don't really see the point of waiting and ultimately kind of bootlicking the Rolex ADs if I don't plan on owning many in the future. And if I do choose to go that way, then of course I always have the opportunity in the future, guys. I'm still so young. You know, I have my whole life ahead of me to collect watches and collect specifically Rolex watches. And I'm sure you can say that, oh yeah, well, now is a good time to kind of build an AD relationship. Really, how much of an AD relationship would I be building? I wouldn't be getting jewelry. I wouldn't be getting this, that, or the other. All I would be getting are Rolex watches every once in a while. I'm not really interested in Tudor or the other brands that they sell. These are the watches that I want, and these are ultimately the watches I'm going to ask for. And I'm not really interested in buying anything else. So yeah, guys, I just don't think it's worth building an AD relationship, at least from my perspective, because I don't want to own many Rolex watches. You know, I want 1 or 2, maybe 3, and that's about it. And ultimately, I don't want to wait, you know, a tremendous amount of time before getting it. And sure, there's that aspect of delayed gratification that kicks in the end. But, you know, sometimes it's good to just be a man and say, F the AD, you know, and just take things into your own hands. And, yeah, just get the watch that you want. Forget the ADs, forget the hype, forget everything else. Just get the watches that you want and that you enjoy wearing. So those are my thoughts off the cuff. Guys, I'm extremely happy. I can barely speak coherently, but these are kind of just my thoughts on getting a Rolex Submariner. Again, I just want to thank all of you guys for watching. Of course, this is an invitation to like the video, to subscribe for more in the future. Guys, my name is Marco. I'm your watch cardinal, and I will see you guys in the next one.